Good morning, women's wellness community. Scooch up here. I had a moment that I was going to go outside. It's looking a little rainish, so I thought I better come on and back in here. So, welcome to this morning's meditation. And again, sometimes it's mindfulness meditation, sometimes it's pranayama, sometimes it's visualization, all of these, but they are all tools to get us to the place that we want to get to. And that is the topic for today, or the focus for today. To be thinking about your meditation as for sure, as a tool in your toolbox, as a habit, perhaps that you want to cultivate, as a support for you to feel a certain way, to do certain things. So that's why we're here this morning. So welcome, Gail. Oh, I have to tell a quick story. Welcome, Sharon. Welcome, Mom. And so I had, when I had posted this morning, I was noticing we're at 499 members in the women's wellness community. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's so cool to be like almost at 500. So it's just a really cool number. And I walked out and there was a request to approve, and it was for Sharon. And then I clicked approve, and then 500 pops up, and honest to goodness, I felt like there should be confetti or something. And it's just, again, so, and I mean, there's a little bit of a story around that as well. Except that I just have to say it was so cool. And so Sharon, you brought some really cool energy into karma, all of that kind of stuff. It was really, really funny to be thinking that and then to see that. And this is what energy is all about. I have to say that right now. I get kind of freaked out by that kind of stuff that happens when I'm thinking about 500. And then in the next second, I see this request. So on that note, I'm still kind of sitting with that a little bit. Good morning, Vicki. Yes. So, and it's, again, some of you might be going in and out of the women's community, and there's a lot of different Facebooks or Facebook groups that are going on as well. And again, it's just very, very cool. So on that note, I am welcoming new members just as we go into September as well. It's people are kind of resetting and coming, wanting to do some planning and kind of setting up for the year. So I'm welcoming new members for sure. If you're wondering how to invite someone or how to share this, you're thinking this group would be wonderful for a particular friend or family member, you can also you can ask me to send you the invite, the link to the invite, or just the link to the page. If you're not sure, because it changes actually. It's different on the phone, it's different on the iPad, and then they have when they get the invitation, then they can decide if they want to join or not. So, or to ask to join, because it is a private group. So we're in the energy again of bringing people together, bringing women together. So I agree, Gail. I agree. So for this morning, and this actually is riding on the tail of my podcast, which will be out bright and early tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. And it is on our, not particular to meditation, but on our habits and how our habits connect to the bigger picture in our lives. So, and that bigger picture can be, how do we want to feel in the moment of our meditation, in our meditation? How do we want to feel later on in the day, through the weekend? How do we want to feel from this point on? Do we want to feel happier, more positive, calmer, peaceful, content? Okay, so just again, putting those out. I feel like they're in bubbles, just kind of circling around my head now. So it's just putting them out there. And so it could be, as you're doing, let's say, thinking of your meditation as a habit, something that you do every day, or you want to cultivate that daily habit of even 5 or 10 minutes or longer. When you come back to the bigger purpose and connect it to, why am I doing this? What do I want more of in my life? More clarity, right? More energy. So when you ask yourself a question before your meditation, and you can write it down, okay, in your journal or your planner, you can write it down, and it anchors you with your meditation. You know, sometimes you're thinking, oh, I don't have time to meditate, I'm not sure, my mind is really busy. Is this truly making a difference for me? And I know for those of you who are here that are, you know, you are, what's that term? Preaching to the choir, so to speak. But at the same time, myself included, it's like some days I'm like, I just feel really unfocused, and then actually I'm unfocused and I don't get to my meditation because something else has drawn me in that morning. And so that question, even if you try this, let's say for a week, try it for today. You don't have to write it down if you're already kind of settled in and you don't have your journal, your planner, or your pen. You're okay. How would I like to feel during the meditation, after the meditation? Perhaps what do I want to do today? How would I like my meditation to support me? Right? Do I want to get that closet cleaned out? Do I want to book that trip? I want to just feel better today. I want to be in less discomfort. I want to be in less pain. And so you can set that intention. And so the practice this morning, as we come into this, is that your breath is always your anchor. Always. And even in that moment when you're thinking, I'm not sure about a meditation this morning, you can say, I'm just going to connect in with my breath here for a moment. And you might have seen that quote before, that each breath is a meditation. When we're aware of it, when we're with it, okay, when we notice it, each breath is a meditation. And so then we can just, let's say, make that a little longer, build on that. So as you're contemplating that today, and here's the thing as well, it's not easy sometimes, very often, to think about, okay, how do I want to feel? It's easier sometimes to think about, what do I want to do? But how do I want to feel is sometimes, again, a little more challenging. And it becomes, as we practice it more, it becomes easier. As we practice more in meditation becomes easier. But then we connect it to our bigger vision, perhaps. So we can go, how do we want to feel? What do we want to do? Why do we want to feel that way? Why do we want to do that? What is our bigger vision in life? What is our purpose? You can just see how the meditation, our breath, we just stack on top of that, and it moves out. And then we come back in, and we recharge, and we reset, we regroup, and then we go back out. And so, to recap, good morning, Suzanne. To recap, as you're settling in with your meditation this morning, You could be sitting on the floor, you could be sitting at your kitchen table, your kitchen counter. You don't have to write anything down. We're gonna, if you like, eyes are soft or close your eyes. And yes, we're gonna think. We're going to think about how we want to feel. Perhaps as we move through our day today and the weekend, or if there's something in particular that you want to get done, that's okay as well. And then as you come in, you're going to focus on that. You notice the thoughts that are going to come around that feeling, that are going to come around that thing that you want to do, that person you want to reach out to today, that phone call you want to make. So our thoughts are going to stay there. When your thoughts leave your particular intention, that's where I want you to let those other thoughts go. Okay? And then come back to your breath, come back to your question. Again, it could be very broad. What do you want more of? Come back, breathe, notice the thoughts, the images, things that are coming around that. And then if there are thoughts, but notice with your thoughts, sometimes you're having a thought that you think, this has nothing to do with that. What's that thought? Be open. Be open for that image, that person that pops into your head, right? That thought, because you may not actually realize that that person popped into your head because they're part of your vision. They're part of your purpose. You're like, cool, I'm gonna draw you in. This is what meditation teaches us to do. How to manage our thoughts, okay? How to be aware of our thoughts, how to choose our thoughts. So if you're ready, I usually say this, let's go. But we are going into our meditation, starting with the anchor of your breath. And feeling again, our breath is energy, life force, prana. Our thoughts are energy. And we have the ability, again, to manage both. And so just noticing as the air comes in through your nose, it might go out through your mouth or your nose, however you're settling in with your breath. If you feel like you need to sigh or yawn to settle in, and then whatever speaks to you. Okay. It might have popped into your awareness already how you want to feel today, or what you want to do today. Or just in a broader sense, what do you want more of? And just be open to the thoughts, the images, the people, that just pop into your mind. And you get to choose which thoughts to let flow through you, to let go of. And knowing that and not all of our thoughts will be positive and supportive and just happy, let's go. There will be thoughts that come in. Perhaps that will say, oh, I've tried this before. Not sure if I'm doing it right. Just invite them in. And then just decide. You might just go right through your house, in the front door and out the back door. And we don't resist them. We don't resist the chatter of why I can't do this, or I feel like I'm not content if I'm asking always what I want more of. I should be content. I should be happy. How can I be grateful and wanting more? Right? You get to let the thoughts go. Acknowledge them, don't resist them. Just usher them through. And the thoughts that you want to pay attention to, you get to pay attention to. Keep coming back to your breath, your question, your intention, and let it flow. And even doing your grocery list today could have something to do with what you want more of. Just be open. Open to your thoughts, to the process, have fun with it. get to decide if a thought isn't serving you right now. You can again usher it through. If you just need to reset, come back to your breath. Feel and hear your breath for a cycle or two, and then come back to your question, your intention. Go back out into the field, so to speak. Now, just for the last couple of minutes, let's take our meditation, our habit, again to the streets, and I'd like you to think about one thing that you're going to do right after this meditation, right at 7:30. Are you going to put something in your planner? Are you going to head out the door for a walk? Going to send an email to somebody? Kind of action. One thing. And if you want a little accountability, you could drop a check mark in the group. And so as you start to stretch and bring yourself and back to, again, wherever you are, the floor, the chair, the kitchen table, just starting to stretch and to move. And I did want to share this, hey Jackie, that this is the first time that this image came up for me, and feel free to share the images. So I had this, I must be watching lots of football lately, not intentionally, I think it's just on the screen sometimes. But I had this image all of a sudden that popped up of all the players coming back to the center, you know, when they come back into whatever that is. I want to call it a scrum, but I think that's rugby. But they all kind of gather in, right? Like you're coming back to your breath, you're coming back to the anchor, you're regrouping, you're resetting, and then they scatter out onto the field. And so when I said that term of we're going to go back out to the field, and it's the field of consciousness, right? It's our greater energy field. But this football field image came up for me. That's what I'm talking about. That was totally spontaneous. That has never happened to me before. So I'm going to use that again. Although I'm not a football fan, so it doesn't really speak to me. But that is what our brain will do. It will pick up an image of something that has been, perhaps that's how we dream as well, right? And when we're open and we notice that that happens, that can make you feel like you're vibrating. It's just very, very cool. So this is how I'd like you to come into this. So with your meditation, for those of you, myself included, that perhaps on some days a little bit more motivation, a little bit more, I'd like to truly see the benefit of this. Ask the question. Simply, what do I want more of before you go into your meditation? And not even noticing now, but later on today, on the weekend, you're doing something and you're like, oh my gosh, I saw this in my meditation. That's, again, when we take our meditation to the streets. So have a fantastic Friday, everybody. Rest of your weekend, last weekend in September. And again, my podcast will drop tomorrow. And last call for Habit Guru Club for the month of October as well. So if you have any questions about that, a fit, fearless, and fabulous habit to work on for the month, reach out to me, ask me about that, and I'll send you the link. Bye and namaste.